Hey everyone, and welcome back to the world of Nimbus. We are here at the mob drop storage room, and I've done a little bit of work since the last time we talked. So I'm up here now, and the first thing that you're going to notice is these water streams. Now, we talked last time, and I kind of posed you guys a question of how we were going to funnel these monster drops across the top of these filters, and we want them to go as fast as possible, so we don't want a hopper train. We really want to use water and ice. Well, we've got a solution, and we're going to talk about the solution in a minute, but let's look at the result here. Now, pretend I'm an item, and say I'm a piece of zombie flesh that just dropped out of a zombie's butt. So there's going to be, I don't know, there's going to be a stream pushing us up along, and then we'll get caught by this stream, and then we'll get drug across the top of these hoppers. See, that one's set up for sticks, that one's for rotten flesh, so we would get absorbed right there. That one's for bones, that one's for arrows and then bones, and then zoom around the corner, that one's glowstone, so on and so forth. You get the idea. Redstone, gunpowder. So look at this chicken. Of course we're going a little bit slower than we should because we're a player, but if we were an item, look at how fast they get thrown through this. It's like crazy. They're going super speed. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. We got this all set up now, and I want my chicken back because it's tasty KFC. So that's how we're going to feed the items into the top of the item filters to be stored for us to use. Now I want to take a look at the suggestions that we got from the end of last episode on how to process the monsters. Alright, so we're now in my redstone tester world, and we're going to go over the two designs that I ended up seeing in the comments. I'm going to do the one that was suggested the most first, to be able to show you guys why it won't work. And I kind of knew that it wouldn't work whenever I posed the question at the end of the episode. I guess I should have just made it a little bit more clear. And that was the dropper fed by a hopper to then spit the items back out into the water stream. It uses a comparator clock to spam the dropper to be able to spit out the items as quick as they possibly could be spit out. So let's just say we've got a stack of zombie flesh here, some rotten flesh. We can see that it spits it out pretty quickly, but the problem is whenever this would be shot over top of our hoppers into the noisemakers, this is going to make a very consistent bing, and that's not what we want. See, this is going to go, as each one comes out of here, to go bing, 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 bing. Now, the other problem is hoppers move the leftmost item first. So whatever is the leftmost item is going to be the item that's getting placed in the dropper, which is going to be the first item that gets shot out. So say we've got 10 different mobs all being killed, a couple zombies, a couple creepers, a couple skeletons, and say a witch. When those items hit the dropper, it's going to go zombie, 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 skeleton, 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 creeper, 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 witch. And instead of zombie, skeleton, creeper, creeper, zombie, 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 skeleton, creeper, witch. Like, we don't want that consistency. We want it to be crazy and all over the place. And using a hopper is going to use the leftmost item first, which means we'll never get true randomness. And we can also see that I've got a witch here. And the only reason I'm using a witch is because they have the most varied drops. We're going to see a bunch of different drops out of them. So then we can we'll be able to watch and see what happens to all the different items as they're being... Let's make sure those guys are dying. Okay, they are. Then we'll be able to see what's happening to the items as they're being processed by the dropper spitting them out. So we should be able to see this hopper. See, it's doing the leftmost item first. Even though there's spider eyes over here, it was doing spider eyes, and see, now we'd be getting stick, 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 stick. And now we're going to be getting bottle, 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 bottle. We're not getting anything else, and that's bad. We don't want that for our noisemaker. So then, I feel like I've made the point there. So then we've got this, and this was suggested by, oh my gosh, I don't have the name on hand. Mandrake Khan. Mandrake Khan was the first person to suggest the method we're about to use here. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, and we're just going to spam out some witches here. I'm going to aim at the top corner of the block, and just let these witches go, and then I'll be able to show you what's happening to the items. So we've got a bunch of witches that have come down here, and we can see that all the items are being processed simultaneously, which is awesome. That's exactly what we want. And how we did that is we've got a fence here that's surrounded by glass blocks, so the fence isn't making any connections. Its arms aren't spreading out. And then the items, when the monster explodes in death, we'll go ahead and drop some witches up here in the stream so that way we can see it in real time. When the items explode out of the witch, the majority of items actually land on the outside, so then they get processed by the water down below, and then again, this would lead off into our hopper filter train. But then you're like, Nims, but what about those items that are stuck on top of the hopper? Well, I've done a lot of testing, like a lot of testing. Let me grab a lever here real quick as well. We're losing about 3 to 5% of the total amount of items. I would just basically drop a ton of monsters through here, then count the total number of items compared to the amount of items lost. We're only losing a relatively small amount. But then I also found this. We could have a piston push a solid block forward on like some sort of timer, which wouldn't be that hard to do, and then the rest of the items come out. And again, those are processed immediately as they happen. The only kind of scare that I have with doing that is that's going to cause like a huge noise boost. Like all of a sudden we're going to have 50 new items hit the streams, and then we're going to get all those items at once. So instead of it being just that consistent like bing 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 bing, it'll go from bing 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 bing. And I'm a little bit concerned about that. So we might not do the piston and just accept the fact that we're losing 3 to 5% of items, or we might do the piston and see how the noise turns out. But anyways, this is the design we're using. Let's hop back over into the Let's Play world. Some somber music has started to play as we look at the castle on a perspective that we very rarely get to see. Maybe some work needs to be done on this side. But maybe 50 blocks below us, we've got the darkroom spawner. This is the, so the darkroom spawner would actually be like right under us here. So this is where we're fuddling the mobs to, and then we're going to bring them up through a water chute. And then I've already got kind of a little bit of this laid out. We're going to carry the mobs all the way over here and then drop them from that height, which is like Y70 something, all the way down to like Y34. And you can see we've got the fence down there just at the very bottom. And then the mobs will die on that block, and our items will be dropped into the water streams that'll carry our items. I'm blanking for words right now. That'll carry the items all across the item filters. I'm gonna make the entire thing out of a glass tube because I think it'll look snazzy. And then from there, I guess we'll be able to open up the mob room, and then yeah, that'll be awesome. So I've got a bunch of glass I need to place here. So I'll do this, and we'll see you soon. Well, this is it for the upper pipeline system. Obviously, I'm not done with like the aesthetics and closing it off, but this is the mechanics completed. So what's going to be happening is the darkroom spawner, like I said earlier, is over here, like 50 blocks down. The monsters are going to come up out of this tube here. I've got it sectioned off so that way the monsters, no matter, even if it's a baby zombie, will end up in this water stream. It'll then get pushed forward until it comes around this corner, and you can see this is at a diagonal, so they will make it around this corner. And then the same thing's going to happen here, is they'll get hit by that water stream, push forward, and then they'll do the same thing here, where they then get dropped down, and then way down there is that fence post that we're going to have them land on, then die, and then that fence post is immediately above our water item streams. Yeah. So I've got a bunch more glass to place. I'm going to clean this up, make it look all nice and snazzy and everything. But then once I'm done with this, I think the only thing that'll be left is, hey, I wonder if we can see that fence post from up here. Hey, we can. Look at it way down there. The only thing that'll be left, there's a zombie. Haha. Die, zombie. The only thing that'll be left will be to add the water chute to lift the zombies up, so that way they can then ride this this water ride and then end up in a very sad place for them, not for us. It's a very happy place for them to end up for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the aesthetics here, and then we'll work on the water elevator. Alright, it's now time to do the ice system, or not the ice system, the water elevator system. It's going to be a little bit tricky. I'm going to be working over it. Maybe I should have put the lava down last. I don't know. Okay, so here's the plan. Here's the goal. Punch those guys. That'll connect. That's just aesthetics. And I should be able to, yeah. And so now I just need to connect all the way up. So I should be able, ooh, careful there, Nims. I should just be able to do something like this. Yeah. And then... oop, there's lava down there. Oh, this is gonna be a pain in the butt. Well, I was hoping that I'd be able to complete this on camera, but it looks like it's gonna be way more difficult than I originally expected. Yeah. What if... no, because, see... too difficult. Too difficult. I'm gonna get stuck. Oh no, I actually need to be doing both sides at the same time. Because if I don't do that, then we'll have a hole and we won't know where that hole is. Yeah, there we go. And I'm gonna drown. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. This looks like it's gonna be quite time consuming and annoying. But I'll check in, guess soon. Oh, so many jump cuts. And we're up! And it's nighttime, but I'm stuck inside our tube, but I wanted to show you what I decided to do instead, and this actually saved a lot of time. I was like, why am I trying to destroy this as I'm building up? Why not just, like, do this all at once? So I just have a straight pillar of ice below me, and then we'll just do this all the way down. This makes it so much easier, and then once we get to a point that we can't breathe, we'll consider that the halfway point, and then that's where we'll place the sign. Yeah. So then mobs won't die in this tunnel, they'll die, yeah, see? They'll die where we want them to die, which is on top of a fence. Then we can just keep doing this, yeah, perfect. And then I'll do the same thing going the other way, except, don't die before we can get back to the thing! Get back to the sign! Get back to the sign! Oh, thank you, sign. Hello, my trusty friend. Okay, back up we go, and then back down we go. We are so very close to having the mechanics of the trifecta spawner completed. I've got that water elevator done, and I want to take a quick ride up it to be able to tell if it's going to work. So let's go ahead and get ourselves in here. So we're a monster right now. We're pretending we're a monster, and all we get to do as a monster is hold spacebar. So it's gonna get a little dark. But I'm not doing anything. I'm not touching anything. I'm just going to spin the camera so we can see where we're going. The only thing I'm doing is holding spacebar. So we should go through a couple of signs that are going to be like air bubbles so we can breathe. So yep, there we hit them and we managed to make it through it so we could still climb upwards. And then we should get to the surface here. Yes, and we get pushed forward, and I'm still just holding spacebar. We go around the corner. We hit this water stream. This is perfect. Now, hopefully, we don't die here. I'm pretty sure we don't. Do I have feather falling on? I have feather falling 4 on. No die! Yes! Yes! Okay, this should work. So let's get. Oh, I only have 1 ender pearl left. Please don't get stuck somewhere. Oh my God! I got stuck somewhere. Oh, okay. I think I need to destroy. Okay, we've got more glass, so I can get out of here. Right. Okay, this will be fine. Woo! Little scary there. So now we know what works. Everything worked exactly as intended. So I'm going to go get some more ender pearls, and then open the floodgates. Okay, here we go. We're gonna open this now. I see what, like 50 monsters here that are probably going to rain down on top of our heads. I don't have a clean, easy way of doing this. So it's just gonna be terrifying. That's all that this will be. I need to punch out these 4 blocks before we die, basically. So I don't even want to do this. Okay. Just go for it. 1, 2, 3. Nope, I got 3. Let's let these monsters through. Oh my gosh. Well, hey, we gotta test it. I got 3, and I think I might have destroyed another block, but that should be okay. That's fine. If we heard something die, and that's good, because I saw a baby zombie go through, and we want the baby zombies to die, and the chickens to die in the lava there, because they just can't get processed by our current system. So I guess... Oh, I know what we'll do. We'll come up here, and we'll watch. So here very soon, we should see monsters die on top of this fence. Come on. Come on, cross your fingers. I'm waiting for it. They should be getting transported up the tube now. And then they'll be going across the surface. And then they'll be falling back down. And oh my gosh, we have death! There was that cobblestone. It's working! It's working. We need... Okay, so we need to increase the rates a bit. We want this to be more chaos. And of course, all the music is the exact same right now. But it's working! Yes! Okay, I'm gonna try to get that last block, man. Wait, if I stand here, eventually all the monsters will get processed out of the farm. And then I'll be able to get that final block. So I'm just gonna stand here like AFK for like 5 minutes. But yes! We have success! The trifecta spawner, it's in a usable state now. Yes, we need to work on efficiency and aesthetics, but it's working! Woohoo! Happy dance! And my legs are broken. Don't look at my butt. I want to go up onto the surface, but before we do that, I want to give a quick run by to see where all the individual things are at. Because I mean, I've been throwing some items in there as I find them on the ground. So there's sticks, rotten flesh, arrows, bones. This is glowstone one day. This is redstone, gunpowder, sugar, spider eyes, string is from a different farm, and glass bottles. So a lot of this stuff, like glowstone, redstone, and sugar, and glass bottles are totally empty. The rest of it is all pretty low. So here in the near future, man, we're going to be able to see some of these little bars of our glowy measurement bars. They're going to start rising, and it's going to be really, really cool. So yay! Yay! Let's go up on the surface now. Okay, we're on the surface. The monsters seem to be going through it without a problem. I have noticed a couple of things, though. Not much that really matters, like them catching on fire as they're falling. That's totally fine. That just actually, that's good for the farm, because that means like dudes like this that are spawning with armor. What if their armor has feather falling in it? Then they might not die from landing on the thing. So if they catch on fire, then they take that much more damage, and it's much more likely that they'll die from the fall. So that's good for us. Having that exposed to the sky is very, very good. Now the other thing that I've noticed is monsters seem to be taking some damage right at the top of this stream. And that causes a little bit of concern, because I'm wondering that, because I mean the rates aren't particularly quick. That's probably because, first, I've got just so much area that's not lit up. And that's just the problem with a darkroom spawner. We expected that. But I'm wondering if some of them are dying on their way up, because like right now it's been what, 15-20 seconds since we've had a monster. That's really, really slow. So I don't know. Maybe I could try to light up some more caves. Or I might need to just jump back inside of it. You know, I can just do that really quick. I've got some replacement blocks on me. Let's just jump in really fast. And oh, of course. Now, right before we go to jump in, monsters are just coming up as quick as they can. Come on. Get out of there. Hello, skeleton. Nice to see you. I'll put a sign there. And a sign there. And then I want to escape before this witch kills me. Oh, gosh. Oh, my goodness. That was scary. That was fun, though. Okay, so I need to put some blocks back on the top. Destroy that. Destroy that. And then let's head back down to the... Oh, look at that. The witches... We might get a healing potion out of that. So, oh my gosh. If I die from just like a stray arrow from a stray skeleton, I'm going to be so upset. 46 levels. Ugh. Alright, well that's going to be the end of the episode. We have the trifecta spawner in a workable state. In between this episode and the next episode, I'm going to work on lighting up all of the, I'm sure, hundreds of caves that are in the nearby area. And I just want to check one more thing before we go. In between this take and the last, I've been letting it sit. Did I just pick that rotten flesh up? We've only had a little bit of stuff get stuck there, but everything else seems to have gotten processed correctly. I just want to do one more check. Let's see, how can we go about this without... I don't want to pick anything up. I'll just come over here. Since the entire stream is basically moving clockwise around the room, if any items are making it to right here or falling off... Oh, we have some arrows. Why did the arrows not make it into their place? Don't know. I might just have to loop the stream back around on itself, which isn't that big of a deal, but I was really hoping that I would basically be able to use that like as a secondary overflow, just in case. But looping the stream back around on itself, nah, I don't think that's any huge fuss. I'll just have it like link up right here or something like that. And it'll be really easy. So I think I'll do that and work on lighting up the caves in the meantime. Maybe work on some of the tunes. The only tune that I want... the only tune that I know for sure, or a couple of them, is I want Redstone and Glowstone to have like unique beats. So that way we know every single time when we get redstone or glowstone. So instead of everything else is just being like bing, bing, bong, bong, I want redstone to have like a small tune that plays like bing, 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 or something like that. So I don't know if, but I've never really played with note blocks before. So if anybody has any suggestions, if you have like a tune or a small little melody that sounds really good, I would love to hear your suggestions. Again, if you have any suggestions for note block sounds, particularly 3 to 5 beat note block sequences that sound really good together that we could use for glowstone and redstone. That way it's like, we just got redstone, or yay, we just got glowstone. Stuff like that, because everything else is kind of like meh. But glowstone and redstone, those are gonna be the big things that we're returning to time and time again. So anyways, trifecta room done. Thank you so much for watching. I still haven't put on pants. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. I guess we'll pander for some likes. If you want to like the video, it'd be very, very appreciated. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Anyway, guys, I will see you, I guess, in the next episode of Nimbus. Laters.